this year. According to my sheets, and I'm going to have Mr. LaRocca, he couldn't be here today. I'm going to have him update this matrix next time. I'm going to have him update this matrix next time. At last count, there were 7 individuals in the Campbell group, seven students that had engineering as a primary career path, and then we had another 4 individuals for a total of 11 that were interested. How many of you are interested in engineering?
Secondary or primary?
Mr. Bruno, do I count you in?
Yes.
Raise them high, please, so I can see. Okay. I would encourage you, between Mr. LaRocca and between Ms. Scheer, I would encourage you all to use these meetings at the end of these sessions, grab a hold of them, and find out, what else you can be doing. They are a wealth of knowledge in engineering. Networking is tremendous. One of the jobs we're looking for is with Stark County this year, with the Stark County engineer. So you should tap into that and take advantage of it, okay? And I will tell you that as we go around the colleges, right, Mr. Bruno, engineering is hot. They are dying for engineering students. There's scholarship money. They are rolling it out.
STEM grants, yeah.
They are absolutely rolling it out. And in STEM, and believe me, there is enough exciting positions in engineering. I mean, the more I hear about them, there are wonderful, wonderful careers in engineering. So, and you're all bright, and you're all great in math, or, maybe great isn't the word, right? Great? Not adequate, no. You're very talented individuals, very good in math, you excel in math, and it's a fine career, so I would encourage you to relook at it. Okay, let's talk about the last seminar, which I did not attend, but I understand it went very well. What did you think about the legal seminar that we had? Really liked it. Really liked it over here. Let me put it this way. What was the most surprising thing you found out during that session? Is there anything that was like, wow, I didn't know that?
The necessity of patent law.
Necessity of patent law.
And how Akron is a big leader in that. Patent laws, we talked about, is a really high market field, makes a lot of money, it's really being pined after. And Akron has one of the Akron's law schools, one of the leading in patent law.
Okay, that's a lot of us. Thank you.
That is really good, I guess, to get an undergrad in a science-based field. Because I always thought like lawyer, get a humanities kind of thing, and go to law school, but like they said like physics was a good one to get, which was weird for me.
Okay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Like a physics degree, they said, is a really good degree to get for your undergrad. Which I always thought like humanities for lawyers, public service.
Yeah.
So they said a science base is really good to get.
Mr. Demchak talked to me about that. I was kind of surprised. I was kind of surprised at that too, but it does make some sense. EJ, did you have something?
I was just gonna say the way that they talked about what everyone's view of a lawyer is, how that's not how 90% of the time it's not what you're doing, like the TV thing where you're there in the courtroom, they're in the courtroom in front of the jury. That's just, a lot of the times it's just not what it's like. It's not, although for some people it is, for a lot of people it's sitting in meeting rooms and boardrooms and researching and reading and trying to figure out the best way to present a case. And then you have the actual portion. Also, how much of law now, we talked about this for Goodyear, when a lot of businesses are now making you sign the agreements to settle out of court, and that's becoming more popular, legal mediation, where you don't go to court, you don't go in front of a jury, you don't necessarily go in front of a jury.
Right. right. It's probably one step towards tort reform, you know, you're right. Anybody else? How about the format of the presentation?
Of the PowerPoint?
The presenters, how they conducted their session. I understand that that was very acceptable. Yes?
I'll comment on that.
Yes.
I really liked it because they all sat in those high chairs up
They
front.
all sat?
And
in
it was-
chairs, right?
Yeah, it was conversational and it was cool. I liked
It was
It was
lawyery.
It was
Yeah.
panel, it was like
Oh, I know.
panel-esque, like if you go, you know, just.
Panel-esque.
Yeah, they got to
It's a
talk
great word. Is that a word?
panel, like.
Esque, panel-esque?
I don't know.
Can I use that?
You can put esque on
In
it.
Pictionary?
Letting them talking, and then letting us ask questions and kind of have a back and forth.
Yeah.
Was
And
really nice.
a lot of their answers stemmed off each other's. They had different experiences with a lot of the questions.
Okay, well, based on what I heard about that, we bought 3 chairs that they were sitting on. So they'll be here in this meeting room, and we can use that as a format in the future, so, good, I'm glad. Yeah, I heard it went over very well, and I'm glad, and I just want to do a little bit of reflection on that. Anybody else have anything? Yes?
I really liked how at the end, kind of, I mean, because I think a lot of us have opinions on
No, no, they don't have opinions, do they, Mr. Bruno?
stuff that's either going on in, you know, this Snowden and everything else.
Right,
And
right.
We got
Yeah.
the time at the end kind of, someone took the public side and a group of us took the government side and we kind of defended
That was
Fourth
great.
Amendment.
That was cool, huh?
Participation in that was.
Yeah, which was really cool. I really liked that.
Yes.
I like that too. I just didn't like the side that I was on. It just made me see like how lawyers sometimes they get paid to go to what word do I want to use? I don't know. To
Defend.
defend different cases they don't like.
Exactly, exactly. Yes, Cliff?
I had a problem with it though because, okay, so the exercise is very interesting, but I feel like it could have been done better because for the entire presentation we were talking about how lawyers and how legislation are designed to protect like human rights and the rights of the individual. And then we have a project where, okay, we are split up into 2 different sides of the government and then people who are kind of like not wanting the government to look at data and stuff. And it was kind of interesting to see how the entire presentation kind of went along the lines of, okay, we're protecting individual rights, now we're going to have an exercise in which we're kind of championing or kind of like helping out the individual right group. So I didn't like how the government group had to kind of like scrap and find a reason or an answer that would have either sounded really uber conservative or really uber radical. So I feel like it could have been more even or less, or maybe they could have picked something else like a local situation, like say Ariel Castro with the whole Cleveland terrible thing that happened to protect his rights even though he is a nut, or something a little bit more local. I didn't like the
You
example.
know, I was going to take credit for asking Mr. Demchak to give you that kind of example, but after hearing that, I won't take credit for it. I'll go back and tell him.
It's not, it was
No,
good.
I understand what you're saying, so you wanted like a point counter, you wanted maybe 2 exercises.
It could have been done
One
so
that-
much more evenly.
Okay, okay. I'm not sure they got that deep into it,
Yeah.
but I could understand where you might think that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good. Okay, now, not so good subject is the state of absences here in the camp seminars. We've had kind of an increase, and Mr. Bruner and Ms. Sozowski and Mrs. Myers and I have decided that we are going to recommit to our rules and regulations, which is, again, a week before an absence, you must notify Mr. Bruno and Ms. Sozowski or myself that you will not be in attendance. If it is an emergency, we understand that, but you have to clearly communicate with somebody that's an emergency. And obviously, I had actually 2 or 3 calls this morning, and that's, so the issue is actually kind of exacerbating itself, and so it's not going to be acceptable. We will send out a warning for 1 unexcused absence, probation for 2 unexcused absence, and unfortunately, we have only had to do this once so far, a dismissal from the program on the 3rd. So please, please attend, but more importantly, this whole issue of communication. And I happen to be tracking for the last 3 seminars. I sit down a week or 2 before and I send out an invitation to the meetings. And I not only send it out to yourselves, I also send it to the operating committee. And then I painstakingly wait for your responses. And the last time we talked about the whole communication issue, I think you remember I had a little whiteboard here and I was talking about communication. I was relating it to the business community. And right after I did that, in the March seminar, 80% of you responded to my invitation for the meeting. On April the 6th, 50% of you responded, and most recently, less than 45% of you responded to this meeting. And I sent that email out 2 weeks ago. So I guess what I would say is, we love treating you like grown-ups. I mean, and by the way, your feedback to how we conduct these sessions, asking you to wear business attire, asking you to be on time, having place cards and things like that. Your feedback, your original feedback about 6 months ago was, I love this. You're treated like adults. Okay, if you want to be treated like adults, I can tell you that if you're going to only respond to 50% of the communication for the program, or you are going to do those kinds of things on absences or be late or whatever, then that's not very acting like adults. So in a business world, I'm going to take it right back to the business world. What this starts to question is your reliability, whether you're responsible or not, responsibility, whether you have commitment or personal accountability. And I'm not going to do anything except the next part of what I was going to talk about was we have 10 to 12 apprenticeships that we're looking at right now. And I'll tell you, when we sit down as an operating committee, and again, there's 14 to 16 people on the operating committee, and I sit with Mr. Bruner and Ms. Sosowski. We have a list of all the candidates that want jobs, and we're trying to fit people into jobs. We are desperately looking for the right jobs for the right people. You will not be one of the right people if your communication skills are not there. I don't, it's not a threat, it's just the reality of it. It's just, I have to make sure that if an employer wants to get in touch with you, or you are going to accept a position with someone in the Goodyear organization, or the Timken organization, or Freshmark, or Habitat for Humanity, or Howard Hanna, or it just goes on and on. I have to make sure that you have these communication skills. We're not trying to do anything other than to impress upon you that this is how you act in a professional manner. So, I hope I don't have to talk about this again. It's not the most pleasant of conversations, obviously, but the good news is you all have time to make a difference and turn it around. And, you know, some of you have not answered 3 meeting notices, some of you answered 1, some of you answered 2, and it's kind of, be cognizant that there are people taking the time to care about you and getting you ready for out there, whether it's now, next year, the year after, or the year after that. And by the way, nice to see you, Zach and Alec and Kaylee, our graduates. Nice to see you guys.
Hello.
Really, it's really good to stand up here and see you guys in the audience. Rihanna was trying to get here today, and it didn't work out. But anyway, that's 4 out of 5. Those are good percentages. So anyway, any questions about what I just said as far as communications is concerned?
I have a question, sir.
Yes.
Through what format are we receiving the invitations?
I send you an Outlook,
Okay,
I send you an out, it's right in Outlook,
okay.
Outlook calendar. And it was interesting, this is the first time I sent it out 2 weeks in advance. I did because I was in Charleston last week, we were away, Mrs. D, you know. And it was the first time I sent it 2 weeks, usually I send it a week before. And it was interesting to watch the flow. I actually got 2 or 3 this morning, which is okay. But I asked, in this program, you're gonna need to be checking minimally once a week, if not every couple of days. Okay, checking your communications and your emails. Any other questions? Okay, profiles. Unless I'm mistaken, you can tell me right now, profiles. I am still looking for Jaquan's. Where are you, Jaquan? Jaquan, I'm still looking for your profile. Daniel, do I have yours? Do I have your profile? Okay, would you guys send them to me in an email, please? Coulter, do I have your final
You should.
profile? Would you send it to me again? Mrs. Zosky may have it and I may not have it, so if
Okay.
you would send it to me. Miles, do I have your profile?
Yeah.
Could you resend it to me, please? Okay. And Jared's not here. Okay. So if you would do that. The point I'm at the profiles is everyone that we're looking for employment and seniors. I'll be through those now, and many juniors I'm through, and believe me, I will get to the rest of you over the summer, and we will do it. I have to tell you, the feedback on the profiles is terrific. Some people have said that, you know, they're pretty sure that it's made a difference in looking for a job and employment. Yes, Gray.
I just wanted to mention that I used my profiles to get into Boys State this summer, so
Right.
that was.
Ray used it to get into Boys State, which is an organization for, actually within the legal field, correct? And he is convinced that it helped him. So once again, we're doing this to help you out. We know this is something that you can use and you're going to need in the future. Who here is in Model UN this year? This year, Model UN. Okay, so we're going to be getting to you. Mr. Slifer, raise your hand, Mr. Slifer. There's Mr. Slifer. He is going to be heading up with Bowie College, and I believe Ms. Turner and who else, Ken, is on Model UN?
Ms. Turner so far. Mr. Foltz is kind of holding off a little bit unless you guys can convince him.
We did, well,
We did.
He wanted to take a little break from
he said
something.
he was coming back.
Everybody piled right on.
Okay, so Mr. Sypak and Mr. Slifer, Mr. Sypak has agreed that he's going to help us, and he's going to help us help you, and we are going to be, we'll be getting back to you on a couple initiatives to raise some funds for Model UN, okay? Because we think you have a real struggle, and last year was a struggle for you, so we'll be getting back to you, but that's good news, that's on its way. Okay, with that, I am going to turn it over to two of your distinguished classmates. How's that? This is great. We've been working on this project for about 4 months. This is your website. I have been there simply from what do you need, you know, whether it's pay a small bill to get the internet, the web up, or the internet up, or I don't know, coffee and donuts, whatever they needed, I was there to support them. Getting them a drink of water when they needed, no, I'm just kidding. But they worked extremely hard. Summer got tied up. She was on her way. She still even may come in. But this website is terrific. This is your website, and they need some things from you, and I hope you help them out because they will be moving on. I mean, they'll be the next Kaylee and Zach and Alec, okay, out the door, and you're going to own the website. And this website is key as we go forward. Okay, so Hannah and Matt, go. All of that time and you're not ready? I said go.
He wants to sit.
Oh, it's gotta be comfortable. I'm sorry.
Of course. All right. You ready? Can we like a countdown or something? I feel like.
Okay, Jason's gonna do it. 3, 2, 1. Watch it not work.
Right.
It's pretty.
All right, so this is the long time coming camp website. The address or whatever for it is echscamp.com, so it's pretty easy to remember. And then this is our homepage.
Oh, okay, so I guess everyone's supposed to talk. Across that green bar, you see the scrolling words. It says next camp meeting June 2014.
That's all one.
And yeah, so if by chance we have a cancellation of a meeting or there's a reason or something that you guys need to know, that's where you'll find that. Like last time when there was weather, we needed to cancel the meeting. And it was difficult reaching people. So if you're not sure we're going to have a meeting or not, just hop on the website, check that out. Across the top, yeah, Hannah's flipping through some of the pictures. Those pictures will, whoa, change it. Those pictures, Hannah, those pictures will change as time goes on and we get more pictures of you guys. Across the top, you see our story, our philosophy, our students, and get in touch. The first one, our story, is just kind of a little background on us, on early college. Yeah, sure. And it actually, across the top, you see the toolbar. It takes you to the About Us page. And there's a little bio of what camp is, what early college is. And then we have a link that'll take you to the courses that all early college students take. The Associates of Arts and Associate of Science degrees, those 2 tracks. You can also go to our philosophy, which is kind of just what camp is about, what we believe. There's a quote, professionalism is a frame of mind, not a paycheck. Again, a short little bio on that. You guys can read on your own time. And then we have links to the operating committee. And here we have pictures of members and a bio next to their name. So if anyone asks you what's camp, like who is involved in camp, you can bring them to the website, show them really the leaders of camp and what they do, why they're qualified to help us out. And then we have the bio of the students. So far we just have a quick little bio for Zach. And we have pictures of others. So right now we just have the class of 2013 and the class of 2014. Eventually the rest of you guys, I guess we'll put on there. Once we get pictures and whatever. And then here is really the meat of the site, career paths. This is where you can come to explore different career paths, different options as you pursue education. And we have, it's split up into 5 main categories: arts and humanities, business, health and medicine, public and social services, and STEM.
I'm working on it.
You go to the arts and humanities page. We only have, okay. On each page you'll see there'll be a box that says careers, one that says resources, and one that says elaborate. The careers box is essentially going to take you through different careers that you could get with an education in the arts or an education in business. And then the resources, you can look there, click on those articles. You want to try one? Those are actually articles that will take you to the website of either I don't know, Canton Rep's website or Monster, or yeah, lots of different websites, lots of different resources that you guys can find there. And
Should I keep going or just go?
So Matt, if there's an article we want posted up there, how do we go about doing
if
that?
you want to post an article, I mean, just contact one of us right now. As we pass on the duties to future members of the website team, they'll be responsible for that. So, and then attending meetings is critical for the website because just now when Ms. Shearer, where'd she go? When she had those links on, so later on I'll go post those on the website so that you guys can go there to access the links that she had for her presentation. And so each site has a little different thing. Okay, we can, no, you can stay here. And then this is a box for people outside of camp who may not know a lot of details about the program and what we do, or what it's all about. What they can do is type in their name, their email address, and whatever question they might have, or if they want to make a comment. And that'll go directly to Mr. Venturello right now.
No, it goes directly to.
Oh, never mind, I lied. It goes to, we created a camp email address, and I go to that, and whoever needs to see the question will see the question, and that person will get a response. So if parents want to, what's that?
Is there more contact information going to be put on the board of directors?
For the outcome, yeah. I mean, yeah, as we get that, it'll be posted, yeah. If you guys have questions about anything, just say,
There's a question.
Jada has a question.
Jada has a question.
How do we get on board with YouTube to help out?
Awesome question. We'll get to that. Good. You're awesome. All right. Actually, we made a job, and when we were writing out the job titles, I got it. All right.
The best page on the website.
Best page on the website, Skilled Camp. So, okay, so you guys know about there's another. Okay, just move on. It's for a future website for a sister program. Okay. I don't know. Okay, and then here are the student resources.
Do you want to spend 10 seconds, Mr. Bruno, tell them about the Skill Camp and what we're trying to do?
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind.
Sure. Skill Camp is technical camp.
Technical camp.
Technical camp. And the idea behind it is to work, and I think I've been advertising this inside of the lunchroom, and we have a team teacher that's working with Ms. Myers, and it's Mr. Longenecker. He's the one that's the high school connection that is helping to spearhead this to start it up. We're looking at 10 to 12 members to be a part of it. We're working with 10th graders up to 12th grade. The requirements for getting in is not as stringent as the ones here. We have a 3.0. This one is a 2.2 GPA. A strong interest in the engineering field, computer-related field, mathematic field. Any of those students that would like to get into one of those sort of skilled areas to go ahead and work and find out more information about it, this is for them. And we did have a couple of students from here that were actually interested in that. But it is supposed to work in conjunction with this program. They will be meeting once a month. There will be some times where there's a joint program where it's an interest of all students that will all meet together. But most of those meetings are going to be separate because some of the things that they're going to be talking about is going to be specific to them as opposed to what we have with you. So we have taken in some applications. The deadline for it was just this past week. We're going to be looking through those and bringing those students on board. So it's going to be very similar to this, but it's going to be targeted toward the mathematical, engineering, and computer-related fields for those kids that are interested in, students that are interested in.
So that's what that last page will be. It'll just basically be a quick bio to that program, and then a link to their website. They're going to have a separate website. You see Hannah logging in. Everybody today, you guys are going to make logins for the website. And there's a section of the website that has more sensitive information about each of us, so like our bios or whatever, and more camp meeting dates and places and times. And so you guys are all going to make a login today. Yeah, we'll figure that out. And so the first thing you see when you get to that page, once you log in, you see a calendar of events. So not only will it be a calendar with our meeting dates, it'll also have volunteer opportunities, graduations, anything, any important dates that students are going to need to know.
Tom, do you have access into this? Can you update this yourself too? Or do we have to go through Matt and the group?
I have access to it, but the updates are going to be through the website team, yeah. So for the next month or two, it'll still be Matt and Hannah, and then they'll be bringing on board, Matt's going to get to that in a minute, some other help here,
Okay.
so.
All right, and then we have the speaker bios. So here, the names are linked to the bios that we hand out or that they hand out for each speaker. It's there. You can just you can go in, click on it, find it. If you lost paper, print it out. Do what you have to do. So just another resource for you. Seminar handouts, same thing.